Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about the brand new VISEART Liaison palette. It is really gorgeous. It is the latest 9-pan palette, the fourth one in VISEART's lineup, and it has a mixture of mattes and sparkles. It has a beautiful purple and cool toned color story here, and if you're interested in hearing my review on this palette, seeing some swatches, and watching me do a demo of this eye look, then just keep on watching. So VISEART was kind enough to send me this palette to review, so I've had at least a couple days to play around with this palette. I've swatched it. I've played around with most of the colors, all but one. And so I have some thoughts to share with you. But before that, I just want to get some of the business out of the way. Today, it does launch on Beautylish. It is $49. It is a 9-pan palette. There are 5 matte shades. That would be the 3 shades across the top. This shade here, and then 4 shimmers, which are this center row and this one down here. This 9-pan palette is just like the other 3 that they came out with, the Golden Hour, Tryst, and Libertine. It has the same type of packaging. It's like a plastic casing here. It has this metal plate on the front, and all the metal plates have like a little tinge to them, kind of giving you an idea of what is to expect on the inside. So this one has like a little bit of a purpley hue to it. I don't know if you can see it, like right there you can probably see it in the metal. Inside you have a nice big mirror, and like all of the other 9-pan palettes, it comes with this plastic cover with the names. So the plastic slides right into like the frame of the palette, and then you can just flip open the plastic sheet if you want to use the shadows, or like what I do is just pull it out and you can just remove it. So let's get you a close-up of this palette. Again, we've got 9 shades in here, 5 mattes, 4 shimmers. And now here are some swatches. I'm gonna go from left to right, top to bottom. So the top row, we have all mattes here. The first one is Embrace. Then we have Blushing. Then we have Fusion. And then the next row, which are all shimmers, we have Bisou, Tingle, and Shiver. And then the last row, we have a matte, which is Haze, Ecstasy, which is a shimmer, and then Falling, which is a matte. So all the mattes in this palette, gorgeous. They're beautiful. They perform beautifully. They are VISEART matte shadows. Like if you are familiar with VISEART matte shadows, if you love them as much as I love them, you won't be disappointed. You won't be surprised by the mattes in this palette at all. They perform really beautifully. They blend beautifully. They're really pigmented. There is a little bit of kick up when you put your brush in there. Nothing like a cloud of smoke or anything that comes up. So pretty typical, again, of VISEART shadows. The shimmer shades, which always kind of seems to be VISEART's weakness or what people don't like about VISEART. I happen to like all of the shimmer shades in this center row. I think that they work beautifully. I think they show up really brilliantly. You can see the silver that I used around my eyes here. Really, really strong. This shimmer down here did not perform that well for me dry. I have that on the center part of my lid, and then what I did was I wet my brush, went back into it, and it showed up much better, but it's still, like when I look at this shadow in here, and this is the first shadow that caught my eye, and probably yours too, when you opened up this palette, you either probably went right for the silver or right for this shade here. And for such an eye-catching shade in the palette, I didn't think that it performed that well on the lid. I had much better luck with these lighter colored ones. This one was just a little bit more subdued than I was expecting. If you were expecting like just a straight up satin shadow, you won't be disappointed. It has lovely pigmentation. It's just not that bright. I was expecting something really metallic. I don't know why. Just by looking at this, I was really expecting something like really bold and bright, but it was definitely more of just kind of like a satin shadow. Very pretty, just not what I was expecting. And I love this color story. I think it is really, really beautiful. I think with all of the cool tone palettes that we've seen come out, I don't feel like a lot of them have really gone there. I feel like they've called themselves cool tone palettes. I felt like they just kind of turned a warm palette, like they turned the saturation down a little bit. They didn't actually make them very cool toned. And I just love that this is like a very obviously cool tone palette without any grays, without any navy blues, that it really stuck with cool tone browns and like a purple family. Like it really committed to this color story, and I really like it. And I think this is a palette where you can do a lot of really amazing looks. If you're a purple fan, this is like a no-brainer. But if you're not really sure, there's a lot you can do with these three like more neutral cool tones up here, and just maybe add a little bit of purple in there if you want to kind of warm up to the idea of wearing something purple. But these three mattes up here are just beautiful, like purple based cool toned browns. They're just really gorgeous, and they're a great complement to these very cool purpley shades in here. I really love this look that I came up with. The things that I had been doing, you know, off camera previously when I was just playing with it were definitely a little bit more neutral. So if you're interested in how I created this purpley silver toned eye look, then the demo is coming right up. We're going to start with this color right here, which is called Embrace. So that's this light colored matte shade up there. I'm going to take my Tom Ford Synthetic number 13 brush and just dip lightly into that color and start to create some dimension. Add this to my outer lid, my crease area. This is a really lovely, like lilac based taupey color, very cool toned, which obviously makes sense for this palette. Okay, I know I really want to use this bright purple shade down here. That one is called Ecstasy. I feel like that's the one that caught my eye first when I opened up this palette. So I'm trying to figure out how to build shadow around that. I mean, logically, I would kind of just use these three colors along the bottom, but that one's really, really dark. Okay, actually I'm going to start with this color. I'm going to take it slow and see how this purple looks on my lid. I'm going to take my Refer 01 brush. It's like a flat shader brush. Go into that lilac and add this all over my lid. Really pretty purple. The shadow's going on really smoothly, really evenly. Nice amount of pigment. I'm going to take that same Refer brush and go into Ecstasy, this bright purpley metallic shade here. I'm going to use this brush dry. Ooh, the shadow is very crumbly. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot of kick up. I'm going to tap off that excess. And now I'm going to place this on the center of my lid. I feel like I see a bit of the shimmer, but the impact is not quite as much as I was hoping for. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet this brush, go back into that Ecstasy color and use it on this eye and see what the difference is like. Wow, I think that's a pretty huge difference. I think this shade looks really awesome wet, not that great dry. I'm going to go ahead and go over this side with a damp brush. I'm going to take my Hakuhodo I-125 brush. This is like a flat, angled, like teeny tiny kabuki brush. I just want to see if I can blend this matte lilac color in with that darker Ecstasy color and see if I can just kind of blend these two a little bit better, because they don't look like they're blending too well. Oh, there we go. I just had to add a little bit of that lilac on top. All right, now I just have to kind of take care of the outer edge of my eyes. I'm going to use my Makeup Forever brush. This is the 242 brush. It's really fluffy and light, so I'm hoping to go in really gently with these two dark matte shades. So the one on the bottom is called Falling, and the one on the top here, the more brown one, is called Fusion. And I'm just going to go between those two and put that on my outer V there. All right, I feel like that added a nice amount of dimension to like the outer V of my eyes, but I want to use one of these shimmers in here. I'm gonna go into the shade over here with a Sonia G Pencil 2 brush. Okay, I'm gonna take my Sonia G Pencil 1 brush. I'm gonna go back into this Fallen color here, the really dark matte color. I'm gonna line my eyes with this. All right, so I just used that fallen color to like line my eyes, and then I just want to accent a little bit with this silver. Maybe I'll put some on my lower lash line or something. Let's see. I'm taking an Esam W19 brush. It's fairly small. It's flat. It's like a teeny tiny shader brush. Wow, that silver shade is no joke. It looks like foil, like metallic foil. I just added metallic foil to my lower lash line. Wow, that looks very cool. Wow, okay, I'm gonna use some more of the silver. I'm gonna put it my inner corner here onto my lid here, just the inner portion. I'm just taking my like initial Tom Ford 13 brush that I used for that first kind of taupey shade. I'm just gonna kind of clean this up a little bit. Just want to blend that silver in nicely into the purple. Blend out the top there. And then there's quite a bit of fallout from that silver shade. I really wasn't seeing much fallout from any of the other colors, but that silver one, I have it like all over the side of my nose, on top of my nostrils, all over there. So let me see if I can brush that away somehow. All right, so there is my finished eye look using the 9-pan palette. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my eye look, put on some lipstick, and I'll be right back. All right, so here is my final look using the VISEART Liaison palette. This ended up being a bit more of a dramatic look than I am used to creating, wearing, doing. So I actually added some falsies, which I very rarely do. I even curled them. I put some mascara on them because I have these Eyelure Naturals that are very, very wispy. So I put them on. Even those didn't seem like they were enough. So I hope the mascara added enough oomph. And then I put on the Pat McGrath Future Femme lip gloss. This was the last lip gloss that I tried in my Pat McGrath video. And I think I said it, I don't know if I just thought it, but I think I said it in the video where I was like, I like this color, but I need to save it for like a cooler tone look. And today was the day. So I think it does go really nicely with this cooler tone look. Also because I have all this like silver on, kind of like fit in with the whole galactic look. So that's it for this video. I gave you all of my thoughts at the beginning of this video. So if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments section. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you in my next video.